Good evening everyone. So we will start our session today. So let me share my screen. I hope my screen is visible. Please let me know in the chat box. Okay. So we will start our session today. So we'll start with typecasting today. So the topic is typecasting. Okay. So what is typecasting? What is typecasting? Typecasting is nothing but converting from one data type to another data type is known as typecasting. Okay, so converting from one data type to another data type is called as typecasting. Okay, and there are two types of typecasting. Okay, first one is widening. Okay, or we can say it as implicit typecasting. Okay, implicit typecasting. And coming to the next type, which is narrowing. Okay, which is also called as explicit typecasting. Okay, so this widening is nothing but converting from smaller data type to larger data type is known as widening. Okay, so converting from small data type to large data type is known as widening casting or implicit casting. And coming to the narrowing. Okay, so coming to the narrowing. So what is narrowing? Converting from large data type to small data type is known as narrowing, or we can say it as explicit. Okay, so widening casting, it is done by the compiler implicitly. Okay, who will make the widening casting? Implicit casting who will make? Compiler. By default, compiler will do the implicit typecasting. It will change from small data type to large data type. We no need to do anything explicitly. Okay, so the compiler will itself convert from small data type to large data type. Okay, so coming to the narrowing. Okay, so the narrowing is needed to be done by users. Okay, who will do this narrowing typecasting? The users will do. Okay, manually. Okay, so if we want to do explicit typecasting, it is done by users manually, and coming to the implicit typecasting, it is done by the compiler internally. Okay, so first let me show the sequence of data types. Okay, so byte. Okay, so which will consume 1 byte. Okay, or here 1 byte is equals to 8 bits. Okay, so it takes 1 byte memory space. Coming to the short, okay, so it takes some 2 bytes. Okay, and coming to the int, it takes some 4 bytes, and coming to the long, it takes some 8 bytes, and coming to the float, it takes 4 bytes, and coming to the double, it will take 8 bytes. Okay, coming to the char, it will take some 2 bytes. Okay, coming to the boolean, it will take some 1 byte. Okay, so this is the increasing size of bytes. This is the increasing size of data types. Okay, so byte is shorter than short, and short is shorter than int. Okay, and int is greater than short. This is the sequence. Okay, so we will see now how to do typecasting. Okay, so first we will see implicit typecasting. Okay, implicit typecasting. Okay, so let me take byte and let me as declare a variable, and I am assigning some value like 10. Okay, so if I want to store this value in short, which is greater data type than, which consumes greater memory space than the byte, if I want to store this value inside short, what we will do, just we will declare a variable with data type short like value 2, and the value, this 10 value is present inside this variable, right? So I will assign directly that variable. Okay, so this variable is having value 10, so that 10 will be stored inside this value, that 10 will be assigned to this value 2, and internally the compiler will do implicit typecasting. Okay, it will change the data type of this 10 to short. Okay, so let me try to print value 2. Okay, so value 2. So let me run. See, right, I am getting 10. So if you see here, there, what you are observing, it is of type short, right? So here it is, they mentioned short. Okay, so this is how it will do implicit typecasting. Implicit typecasting is done by compiler. Okay, like this, let me declare a variable with float data type and give value 3 is equals to, I will assign value 2. Okay, so now let me try to print this value 3. Okay, so see, I'm getting 10.0, right? So what happened? This short variable, whatever the value present inside this short type of variable, that value is converted to float. Okay, that value is implicitly converted to float. Okay, so like this, the implicit typecasting will be happened, and this typecasting will be done by compiler. Okay, now we will see explicit typecasting. Explicit typecasting. Okay, so here in explicit typecasting, we manually need to do typecasting. So how we will see? So let me take float. Okay, value 1 is equals to some 10.0 f. Okay, I am storing this value. So I want to convert this to some short. Okay, I want to convert this value to short. Okay, so what I will do? Short. Okay, value 2 is equals to value 1. So if you guys observe here, I'm getting some error, right? So what is the error? type mismatch cannot convert from float to short. Okay, because compiler is not implicitly converting it. We need to do. Till now we have not done, right? That is the reason it is showing error. So let me do manually. So what I will do, I need to convert to the short, right? So I will add here some prefix like short. Okay, now what happened? This particular value, float value, which is present inside this variable, okay, is converted to the short and it is assigned to this variable. Okay, so let me print this value too. See, I'm getting 10. Right, so this is how explicit typecasting we need to do. So whatever the typecasting we need to do here, we need to, if we are changing from a bigger data type to smaller data type, so then we need to add some prefixes with the data type, then it will be explicit typecasting. Okay, I hope it is clear. Typecasting, any doubts? Please let me know in the chat box. Okay, Rakesh, so implicit. Okay, so let me take some like short. Okay, I am assigning some value to it like 20. Okay, but I don't want to store this value in type of short, in the variable of type short, and I don't want to store, I want to store in some bigger data type. Okay, some bigger variable of bigger data type. So then what I will do, I need to do implicit typecasting. That typecasting will be done by the compiler only. Okay, so how it will do, so let me give some long, so which is longer data type or bigger data type than the short, right? So let me declare a variable, and what I will do, I will assign this variable to that. So whatever the value present inside this variable, which is called val, okay, so that value will be assigned for this variable. Okay, and internally the compiler will convert to long, okay, which is implicit typecasting. Implicit typecasting is done by compiler. So let me print. Okay, so let me run. So here I am getting 20. It is changed to uh, long. Okay, so if you guys observe here, so see, this is of long. Okay, so this is how implicit typecasting will be done by the compiler. Okay, if I want to store like a float, so float value 3 is equals to value 2. Okay, so let me give here value and let me run. See, I'm getting 20.0. So here the typecasting is done by the compiler implicitly. So if we want to change the data type from smaller data type to larger data type, so we don't want to bother about anything, the compiler will take care of it. Otherwise, if we want to convert from bigger data type to smaller data type, that we need to do manually. Okay, is it fine? Okay, so I hope everyone, for everyone it is fine, right? So let me know in the chat box. Quick. Okay, so now we will start with operators. Operators. Okay, so what is operator first? Right? What is operator? So what is operator? Operator is nothing but it is a symbol. What it is? It is a symbol. Okay, so with the help of these symbols, what we gonna do? We gonna perform some specific task. Okay, so operator is nothing but it is a special symbol which is used to do some specific task. Some specific task. Okay, with the help of operators, with the help of these special symbols, okay, so we can perform some specific task. In Java there are so many types of operators. First one is arithmetic operator. Arithmetic operator. Okay, so coming to the second, assignment operator. Assignment operator. And coming to the fourth type, third type, which is relational operator. Okay, so coming to the fourth type, which is logical operator. And coming to the fifth type, which is unary operator. And sixth type is some bitwise operator. And coming to the seventh type, the last type, which is shift operator. Okay, so these are all the operators we mainly have in our Java. Okay, so we will discuss about each and every operator. Okay, first we will start with arithmetic operator. So what is arithmetic operator? What is arithmetic operator? These arithmetic operators are used to do arithmetic operations. Okay, so to do used to do arithmetic operations. Okay, what are those arithmetic operations? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, right? So let me write all the symbols. Let me list out all the symbols. So addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, right? And one more thing is modulus. These are all the basic arithmetic operators. Okay, so with the help of these operators, we will perform arithmetic operations. Okay, and one more thing. So to perform arithmetic operation, okay, so there is need of two operands. Okay, so there is need of two operands. So in between the two operands, we will add the arithmetic operator. Okay, so let me discuss. If we write something like 10 plus 20, okay, so this 10 is one operand and 20 is another operand, and in between the arithmetic operator will be present. Okay, so in order to do arithmetic operations, we need two operands. Okay, so two operands are needed in order to do arithmetic operations. Okay, so let me give example. Okay, so I want to add 20 plus 10. So what I will do, I will use arithmetic operation, right? 10 plus 20. So let me execute. So what will be the output? 30. Right, I am getting the correct. Okay, now it's fine. Now if 10.0f, okay, so can anyone guess? Can anyone guess the output for this? Can anyone guess the output for that? 10.10 plus 30. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so not 30. So let's see. So what is the output? 30.0. Okay, and now I'm so can anyone guess the output for this now? 5 divided by 2. What will be the output? Can anyone guess? 2.5. 2.5. So let's see whether it is 2.5 or not. See, I'm getting only 2. Right? So what is happening here means, so let take this as a note. Okay, so you know decimal and non-decimal, right? So what is non-decimal? Non-decimal is nothing but some normal numeric values, integer values, okay, without dot symbol, without decimal point, right? Integer values. And coming to the decimal, decimal numbers are nothing but which are having decimal point, decimal point, right? So if the arithmetic operator is between two decimal operands, like here also a decimal operand, and in between that there is an arithmetic operator, and later also one more operand is also decimal, so then the output will be decimal only. Okay, now if the first operand is non-decimal and later arithmetic operator and later non-decimal, okay, so the output will be non-decimal only. Okay, so coming to the next, if the operand is decimal, first operand is decimal and later any arithmetic operator and the second operator is non-decimal, okay, so the output is non-decimal. Okay, so this is how arithmetic operations work, arithmetic operators work. Okay, so that is the reason why I am getting here 2 instead of 2.5. Okay, so if we do division normally, we will get 2.5 only. But here Java is taking internally has, so I have given decimal here. In between I have used some arithmetic operator, and this is all, sorry, this is non-decimal operand. In between I have used some arithmetic operator, and again I have used some non-decimal, right? So that is the reason the result it is giving has non-decimal. Okay, so if I keep here like so, let me copy this. So if I keep here like 2.0f, okay, so now see, so the first operand is non-decimal, later arithmetic operator, and it is decimal, right? So let me run. Now observe, I am getting 2.5, right? So arithmetic operators follows that sequence, follows this. Okay, so if both are decimal operands, it will give decimal. If both are non-decimal, it will give non-decimal result. If one is decimal and non-decimal, if one is decimal and another is non-decimal, then it will give non-decimal. Okay, I hope it is clear for everyone, right? Okay, so my next question is, So try to give the output for this. What will be the output? And for this also. Zero. Okay. Not defined. Okay. So let's see. Let's see. So let me save and let me run. See, first one, the output is 0. So 0 by anything, 0. It is also same in mathematics and programming. And coming to this, okay, 10 divided by 0. Okay, it is giving some exception here. Okay, which is that exception? Arithmetic exception, cannot divide by 0. Okay, so, and the next thing is, can anyone give answer for this? Can anyone give answer for this? AB. So most of them are giving AB. So let's see. See, I'm getting 131. Okay, what is happening here means Java is converting, compiler is converting this characters to ASCII values. If you guys observe, we are having something like ASCII values here for each and every character. Let me show ASCII table. See here, we are having ASCII values. There we tried means characters like A, B, right? So A ASCII value is 65 and B ASCII value is 66. Like this for all the characters, for all the special symbols also. If we observe here, means there are some special symbols too, right? For numbers also. So for all the characters, there are some ASCII values. Okay. So internally what it is doing means there it is converting to the ASCII values and doing addition. Okay. So it is adding this character ASCII values. So for A, the ASCII value is 65. And for B, the ASCII value is 66. So 65 plus 66. It is adding and giving result as 131. Okay. So this is what happening internally. So it is adding the ASCII values of these characters. Okay. So later. Now just try to give answer for this. Like A plus 10. So what will be the output? Can anyone guess? What will be the output? $75. Yes. Okay. We will get output like 75. See? So this A is converted to ASCII value and it is adding with 10. Okay. So if we can also add with float also. Float numbers also. Okay. So now this ASCII value which is 65, it will become non-decimal and this is decimal. Decimal plus non-decimal which gives non-decimal. Right? So I am getting 75.0. Okay. Okay. So now try to answer for this. Like hello plus a plus okay. Try to answer for this. What will be the output? Hello 131. Okay. See. Let me check. I am getting hello AB. Okay. So what is happening? In Java, if we combine anything with string, okay, so it will be concatenated. Okay, so if we add any value or any character or anything, okay, if we try to add with the string values, if we try to combine with string value, then it will become concatenated. Okay, so it will be concatenated. So if you observe here, it is a string, right? So I am trying to combine this string and character, right? So as it is a string, this two, which is character and string, will become one concatenation, which is hello A. The output for that concatenation is hello A. Okay, so coming to that, now hello A is one concatenated string, and we are trying to combine one more character, which is B. As the left part is string, we are trying to combine character, then again the total value will be concatenated and becomes hello AB. Okay, so if we try to combine any value with the string, what will happen? It will concatenated and convert to the new string. Okay, so now A plus B plus hello. So try to give answer for this. What will be the output? What will be the output? So no answers from anyone? No guesses? 131 hello. Yes, correct. So you will get 131 hello because it is a character. And I am trying to add one more character. Now this both ASCII values will be added. And this ASCII value is going to combine with string. So string plus any value is equals to concatenation, and it will be converted to new string, right? So that what happens. See here 131 hello. Okay, so I hope arithmetic operator is clear for everyone, right? Any doubts? Any doubts? Please let me know quick. Okay, so we will move to another operator, which is assignment operator. Assignment operator. So what is this assignment operator? Okay, so assignment operator, it is used to assign the values. Okay, what is the purpose of using assignment operators? So it is used for assigning the values. Assigning the values. So there are so many assignment operators like, so plus is equals to, minus is equals to, and divided by is equals to, modulus equals to, and multiplication equals to. Like this we are having some assignment operator. Okay, so these operators also we need to operate between two operands. Okay, so two operands are needed to perform assignment operator. Okay, and how we will do? So if there is something like a, sorry, so a plus equals to b. Okay, so think that a value is some 1, b value is some 2. Okay, so internally what it will do means, internally it will do some operation like a is equals to a plus b. Okay, so if you guys observe here, what is the first operator coming here? Plus, right? So it will add the left operand and right operand, a plus b. Okay, and what is the next operand? Equals to, right? So it will try to assign to the left operand. That is what happening. So first it is adding left operand and right operand. So it will get some value. So that value will be assigned to the left operand. Okay, so this is what happens. This is how the assignment operators works. Okay, so let me give some example. So think that I am assigning some variables like 5, okay, and b equals to some 10. Okay, so what I am doing is a plus equals to a, sorry, b. Okay, and I am trying to print a. Okay, we will see what will be the output. So I am getting 15. What is happening here? What is happening here? So it is doing some operation like, so it is first adding 5 plus 10, which is equals to 15, right? So this value, whatever the value it got, so that value it is going to assign to the left operand. Which is the left operand? A. A is equals to 15. Now if I try to print A, I am getting 15. Okay, so if I give here minus, okay, so what will be the output? Can anyone guess? What will be the output? What will be the output? Minus 5. So let's see. Yes, I am getting minus 5. Because what it is doing? 5 minus 10. Right? It is doing. So and it is storing in A. And if I try to do into. Okay. So 5 into 10, which is 50, it will store in A. Okay. This is how the assignment operators work. Okay, and let me show one more example with by using char c is equals to a. Okay, char c is equals to a. So c plus equals to Can I do this? And I am trying to print here C. Can I do this? Yes, because we know that, right? For each and every correct character, there is ASCII values, right? So what it will do? What is the ASCII value for A? 65, right? So what it will do? It will add 65 plus 10. What is the value? 75. And that 75, it will again assign to the left operand, which is C. And if I try to print C, it will be printed 75. So let me see. I'm getting K because here the character type is char. The data type of this variable is char. So that is the reason I'm getting K. Okay. So I can change this to integer too. Okay. So just see, I'm getting 75. As the data type is char here, I mentioned. So I'm getting character. Okay. Is it clear? I hope it is clear. So one more thing you need to understand about char is, so now char C is equals to, I have assigned some character, right? So let me see, int value is equals to, okay, I'm giving B. Okay, so if I try to print value, what will be the output? Whether it will give error or it will print any value? Whether it will print any value or error? Let's see. Okay, so I am getting 66, which is a integer value. So what is happening here means, so B is a character, right? I cannot store in a variable which is of type int, character usually. But here we are having ASCII values, right? So it is converting to the ASCII value and storing that ASCII value. Okay, so that is what happening here. So I can directly give here C also. So now the output will be 65. Okay, so this is how the assignment operator works and the character. So is it clear for everyone? Is it clear for everyone? Okay, so we will move to another operator, which is relational operator. So relational operator. So what is this relational operator? Okay, so this relational operator, it is mainly used to compare the operands or to compare the values. Okay, why it is used? It is used to compare the values, to compare the data or values. Okay, so and the output of this relational operator is boolean. We will get the boolean output, boolean result. It returns boolean value. Okay, so let me give operators. First let me list out operators. We are having some operators like less than, greater than, less than or equals to, greater than or equals to, equals to, okay, not equals to. So all these are relational operators. Okay, these relational operators, by using these relational operators, we can compare two values. We can compare the values, and these operators also work in between the operands. Okay, and one more thing, we cannot apply these operators for more than two operands. We cannot, like a less than b, greater than c, like this we cannot apply this relational operators for more than two operands. We cannot write like this relational expression. Okay, so always it should be one operator, one relational operator and two operands. Okay, so if I try to write like this, it will give error. Okay, so the relational operator should be between the two operands. I cannot use it for more than two operands, so I cannot use. Okay, so mainly these relational operators are used to write conditions, to write the conditions. Okay, so in if you guys know if and if else, all this, so those are conditional statements. Inside that conditional statements, to check anything we need to write some conditions, right? So those conditions are written with this relational operator only. With the help of this relational operator, we can write the conditions. Okay, so let me give some examples. Okay, so I want to find whether 10 is less than 5 or not. Okay, so let me execute. See, I'm getting false because 10 is not less than 5, right? So I'm getting false. The result of relational operator is Boolean. Okay, and I'm trying to find that whether 10 equals to 5 or not. So what will be the output? False, right? 10 is not equals to 5. And I want to find something like whether 10 divided by 2 is equals to 5 or not. Okay, then what will be the output? True, right? So this is how we will use relational operators. Okay, so I hope it is clear, a relational operator. So we will go to another operator, which is logical. So logical operator. Okay, why this logical operator is used? This logical operator is used to find the relation, or to find the to compare two relational expressions. Okay, so if I write something like this, like a less than b, like this, if I write something like this, this is called as one relational expression. In order to find the relationship, or in order to compare, okay, two or more relations, relational expressions, so we will go with logical operator. So why we use logical operator? In order to find the relationship, or to compare, or to compare more than one, more than one relational expressions. relational expressions. Okay, so this is why we use logical operator. Okay, so there will be two relational expressions, two or more relational expressions. So like this thing that here I am having some a less than b. Okay, so this is one relational expression. In between this we will be having logical operator, and here we will be having one more relational expression like a greater than b. Okay, like this we can have any operand, any number of operands and any number of logical operators. Okay, there is no restriction like it should be uh, applicable for only two operands. It is not like that. We can have any number of relational expressions and any number of logical operators. Okay, so let me write all the operators which are present in logical operators. So there are three types. One is logical and logical or, and another one is logical not. Okay, these are three operators which are present inside logical. Okay, so we will see logical and first. What is this logical and? So logical and is nothing but, so if all the expressions, all these relational expressions, okay, are true, then only it will give true, otherwise false. Okay, so how the logical and works? If all the relational expressions, all the relational expressions are true, then only the result will be true. Then only the result will be true, otherwise false. Otherwise it gives false. Okay, so it also provides it the output for of this logical and operator is also boolean. Okay, so the result is boolean. Okay, so let me give the truth table first. So let me have some expression 1, and I am giving for only two expressions and the result. Okay, so if the expression 1 is true, okay, and the expression 2 is also true, then the result will be true. Think that if the expression is false and the expression 2 is also false, and the output will be false. And coming to the third truth, so if the expression 1 is true and expression 2 is false, okay, so then the output will be false. Okay, so if the expression 1 is false and expression 2 is true, then the output will be false only. So if two expressions are true, then only it will give result true, otherwise it will give result false. Okay, so let me see one example. So system.out.println, so I'm giving like 10 less than 2, and I want to check whether 10 equals to 10. Okay, so let me see. I'm getting false result. Okay, so 10 less than 2, is 10 less than 2? No, right? So the first expression is false and second expression is true. So false and true, false, right? So that is what it is giving. So one more thing, while you are trying to work with logical operator, one more thing you need to learn. So if you observe here, if I just over on this relational expression, I'm getting some pop-up like it is a dead code, right? I'm getting pop-up like dead code. So dead code is nothing but the compiler is not at all executed this, and it is giving false. Okay, so what will happen in this logical and means, it will check whether the first relational expression is true or not. If it is true only, then it will go to the second relational expression and it will check. If the first is itself false, then no need of checking other relational expressions, right? Because false, even though other relational expressions are true, the result will be false only, right? So that is the reason it won't go for other relational expressions if the first expression is false. Okay, so let me give something like whether 10 greater than 2. Okay, and let me give that 10 not equals to 10. Okay, so let me execute this. I'm getting false output, right? And one more thing, if you see here, if I over on this relational expression, I'm not getting a pop-up like dead code now, right? Because it executed this also, because the first relational expression, what is that, 10 greater than 2, so it is true, right? So it is going to second relational expression also and checking whether it is true or not. Okay, so like this it will check all the relational expressions. If any one relational expression is false, then it won't go for other relational expression because the total output will be false only. Okay, so this is how the this is how the logical and works. Is it clear? I hope it is clear. So now we move to logical or. Okay, logical or. So what is this logical or? If all the relational expressions are okay, so if any one of the relational expression is true, then the total result will be true, otherwise false. Okay, so if any one relational expression is true, then total result will be total result will be true. Okay, otherwise false. Okay, so let me give the truth table. So expression 1, expression 2, and the result. Okay, so if the first expression is true, okay, and the second expression is also true, okay, so the total output will be true, because if any one relational expression is true, then the total output will be true, right? So expression 1 is also true here, expression 2 is also true, then the result will be true. And if the expression 1 is true and the expression 2 is false, then the output will be true only, because it need to have any one relational expression as true, right? So let me charge the laptop. Okay, so coming to the next, if the first expression is false and second expression is true, then also the result will be true. Okay, so coming to the next, if the first expression is false and the second expression is also false, then it will be false only. So this is how the truth table for logical or looks. Okay, so now we will try. So for the same thing, let me give OR operator. Okay, so let me check. So let me execute. I am getting true as a result. Okay, so if you observe here, is 10 greater than 2? Yes, true. So is 10 greater than 2? Yes, it is true. Right? So coming to the 10. 10, is 10 not equals to 10? False. Right? So if I over here, I am getting one pop-up again like dead code. Right? So when you are working with logical or you need to make sure that how it works means, so if the first relational expression is true, okay, then it won't check for any other relational expressions. How many it may be, it won't check for any other relational expressions, because true, if other relational expressions are false also, the total result will be true only, right? It should have any one relational expression as true. So the first itself true, then what about checking other relational expressions? Just time waste, right? So that is the reason it won't try to compile, it won't try to execute other relational expressions. It won't bother if the first relational expression is true. Okay, so this is how it works. So think that this is false, so 10 less than 2, so now it will become false, right? So let me save and see, I'm getting false. So if I over here, I'm not getting a pop-up like dead code, right? Because the first relational expression is false. So as it is a false, it is going and checking other relational expressions also. Okay, so this is how logical OR also works. I hope it is clear for everyone, right? So coming to the next, which is logical NOT. Logical NOT. How this works? Logical NOT is nothing but negation of the result. Negation, or we can say opposite of the result. Okay, so if the result is true, if the result is true, then it will give false. If the result is false, then it will give true. This is how logical NOT works. Okay, so let me give a simple example. So for this only, in front, let me add negation symbol. So this is one condition. Okay, I am using logical operator 2. So in front I am giving not symbol. Okay, so 10 less than 2, this is false. This is also false, where 10 not equals to 10. False or false? False. If it is a false, it need to give negation of that, right? Negation of false is equals to true, right? It need to give true. So let me check, right? It is giving true. Okay, let me make it as true. So like 10 greater than 2. Okay, now it need to give false, because this total condition will become true as the first relational expression is true, right? So negation of true is false. Okay, so false. I hope it is clear for everyone.